How do we go from startup to breakthrough? That's kind of the theme of what I'm going to share today, because we're here talking to folks who are entrepreneurs, leaders in communities, and folks that are starting. And I think it's important to also recognize that Tribe is also a startup. We're a new organization. And so when I think about how we're supporting our members to break through, we're also in that same journey. And so I want to share some insights in terms of why we do what we do, how we do it, and what exactly are we doing, where are we going, and how are we getting to breakthrough. And I can share a few tips or a few lessons learned, insights from my journey running Tribe Network. Do rising tides raise all boats? I hear this statement and it kind of makes me cringe, to be honest. And that's because I know there are people in this room that will resonate with the idea of, do you even have a boat? And is your boat even in the water? And when I look at this picture, the kind of analogy that I have in my mind is that the land is where you're able to build your boat and get the support to build your boat. And the ocean and the water is where the opportunities are. It's where the resources are. And that's kind of how I think about Tribe in a way too, in that we are positioned to help people build their boats and get it in the water. And I don't believe in this statement that rising tides lift all boats, because we need to do a much better job of ensuring that there are people who have boats in the water and know where they're going and have the supports they need to go. So Tribe, there's some of you in here that have engaged with us already. There's some of you in here that are here for the first time maybe. And I think what I want to share with this slide up is just a simple fact that our mission is to build a global network of racialized entrepreneurs that are pursuing technology, entrepreneurship, and innovation, and to support them along that journey, to help them start, to help them build, and to help them accelerate. I love that Fantanesh mentioned start small. And I know you didn't see the slides, my slides, so it's just great that we're aligned. I talk about building a global network. We're in Atlantic Canada, we're in Halifax. We have to start where we are. We have to start with who we know. We have to start with what we have. But I'm thinking big. I want to build a global network. I want to build a network that allows founders that are with us to connect with people in different parts of the world, people who are different parts in the world to connect with our members here. And so this notion of starting small and thinking big is one that I want to leave with you all. When I first started Tribe, it was just me with an idea, with a hypothesis, and I needed to start small. But I always envisioned building something that was global and connected. Before I started Tribe, I worked with the Senate of Canada, and I had gotten a call from Senator Colin Deacon and the African Canadian Senate Group, and they said, we want to better understand the experience of Black entrepreneurs and the barriers that they're experiencing, so that we can design policy, we can advocate better for Black entrepreneurs and Black communities. And I joined this team as project lead, and through this project, I had a chance to engage with Black organizations from across the country, Black entrepreneurs from across the country, and gain a lot of insight. And I want to share some of these insights with you. For some of you in this room as partners or allies, you might not know. And so I think it's important to also share some evidence. When we asked entrepreneurs to what extent their race makes it harder or has an impact as an entrepreneur, 76% of them said that their race makes it harder for them to succeed as an entrepreneur. 76%. That is the lived experience of entrepreneurs responding and sharing their experience with us to say, yeah, they believe that they have barriers and they believe that people make it harder for them simply because of their race. We also asked them, if you needed $10,000 to support your business, would you know where you can access that money? And 75% said it would be pretty difficult, very difficult, or nearly impossible to find $10,000 to run their business. How can we build a boat if we don't have the capital to do it and the resources to do it? Trust. Who do we trust? We'll go from bottom up. Banks, the people that are in the ecosystem to give us the capital to go, we don't trust because of the experiences that so many of us have had with financial institutions. Chambers of Commerce is also down there. These are business networks. These are places where you go to build capacity, to network with other businesses, to potentially get clients, to join procurement lists. We haven't had great experiences with them. Municipal government, credit union, provincial government, economic development, Government of Canada, and the most one that we trust are Black-led organizations themselves. The reason why I have the motivation to do what I do, what gets me excited is the fact that there's a level of optimism. And to me, that shows a level of resilience. 87% of folks felt like they were optimistic about the journey, the few years ahead. Their outlook was optimistic. And I can't do what I do, Tribe can't do what we do. We can't serve entrepreneurs if we don't believe. You need to believe in what you're doing. You need to believe in what you're building. No one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Sheesh. So this is a picture from a Globe and Mail article a couple of years ago when I first started Tribe. And if I could give myself advice, I would say get your damn shoes off the table. No, I would say stay humble, dream big, and get your damn shoes off the table. This is a picture of Fantanesh at one of our roadshow events. When we started Tribe, before we launched a single program, we went across Atlantic Canada. We were in Moncton, we were in Charlottetown, North Preston, New Glasgow, Halifax, St. John's. We brought together over 200 Black entrepreneurs to ask them about their experience and how we could serve them. And there's something in that when you start any business, you want to understand your customer. And this was our journey of understanding who our clients were and who we're serving. And through that, these folks informed everything that we're doing today. They informed everything we advocate for today, whether it's with our partners, whether it's with our team internally, whether it's at the board. Listen to your customers and take what they say seriously. Here's a reflection of how we've supported our members to date. We've hosted workshops, we've hosted lunches for entrepreneurs. As I mentioned, all the content that we've produced in our programs are online, and so you can access that on your own time, on the weekend, at night, after midnight, whatever it is, you can learn at your own pace, because that's what they said they wanted. We host pitch competitions, burnout and wellness sessions, and those are facilitated by Fantanesh. And I joined them, and I needed them, I tell you. Mentorship and coaching sessions, so ensuring that our founders have access to a roster of mentors and coaches that can meet with them one-on-one or one-on-three to help them build their boats. We also do cash grants. Because of a great partnership we have with Emera, we're able to provide cash directly to entrepreneurs. We have a great partnership with the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, ACOA, and they allow us to provide consultant advisory grants to our entrepreneurs. We make referrals to ecosystem partners like the one we had for Jonah and the venture capital firm. And we also have hosted business and innovation showcases, bringing businesses in our network together to showcase them to partners, potential funders, and folks who may be interested in supporting their journey. This is some of our impact to date, and you'll see this in an upcoming impact report that will be released. We have 3 core programs right now: the Tribe Start Small Grant, which has provided between $500 to $1,000 to over 80 entrepreneurs in Atlantic Canada. We've got the Idea Fellowship, and we've got the Black Startup Project. We've had 930 members in the network. We've dispersed over $100,000 in cash grants to community and over $400,000 invested in programs, facilitators, events, and consultant disbursements to support our entrepreneurs. Thank you. The journey. So this is a picture of a strategic roadmap for the journey of a business, of an organization. And I think it's really important to share that while we are helping you and providing you with the mentors and coaches to build your startup, build your boat, and to go off, we as an organization are also experiencing that. We have mentors and coaches that are supporting our team and helping us build our boat. And this is an image of something that was shared with our team recently. What it outlines is the roadmap of a startup and how that relates to the founder as a person who starts the thing and the people they bring along the journey. And so when you start something, Keelia mentioned you really want to start with why. Why are you doing this? What's the purpose of the thing that you're doing? And you as the founder are consuming all the knowledge on why you're starting the thing. You as the founder own the why, really. Because in order for you to communicate that to others, you need to be able to articulate it. And you may have someone who's supporting you along the journey as well in that startup phase. But in order to get people to join you, there needs to be a purpose that will get them to join you. And so that's at the bottom. Breakouts is when you've got a few more people that you're bringing in to this journey, and there's alignment. You need alignment in order to have a breakout. Traction. In order to have traction, you need to have systems, solid systems in place. And traction is what leads to the transformation that you're ultimately trying to create. I think for Tribe right now, we are in this place where we have traction, and I'll speak to this a little bit later at the end, but in order for us to break through, the thing that we're focused on right now is the systems, and ensuring that our internal systems are strong, and ensuring that the systems that we put in place for our founders and our members externally are also strong, efficient, reliable, relevant. This is the thing that we're working on the hardest right now. This is a symbol of, this was the initial icon and symbol that I started Tribe with. And this is something that is personal to me. And this is an Adikra symbol, so this is a symbol from Ghana. And it has two meanings, omnipotence and immortality. And the omnipotence is sort of this idea of unlimited power or the ability to be everywhere. And when I started Tribe, that's what I thought about it. Like, how can I build something that is influential, and how can I scale this thing to be everywhere and to support everyone? And immortality, how can I build something that lives longer than myself? You know, I didn't start Tribe to start a 6-month project or anything like that. I wanted to build something that would be everlasting. This is a symbol that will resonate with a lot of Africans or a lot of people from Ghana, but I've realized that this is not a symbol that everyone would see themselves in the network. We are, after all, serving racialized Indigenous entrepreneurs. And so it's probably inappropriate to have an African symbol as a representation of that, of our brand. While it was where I started, it's what I knew, we have to evolve. And so today we're going to be introducing our new icon, which is this. Yeah, let's give it up. Let's give it up. So this was designed by Lizane Tan, and had a meeting with her and shared all the ideas in my head, and we went back and forth on this icon, and ultimately we chose this because it signifies fire and support. And I think part of our role in the ecosystem is to create the fire that allows us to gather, number one, and to keep all of your fires going too. I've had experiences where I've walked into a building or I've walked into a space to get support, and all it felt like was someone was just putting water on my fire. And that's never fun. And I don't want to go back there. And so we want to build spaces, and we want to build an organization that can keep the fire lit. Momentum. As an entrepreneur, momentum is everything. How do you keep going? As Kelia said, fail forward. Even if you're failing, there's still momentum. You're going forward, and you're building, and you're evolving. Interconnected. It's not enough to just be everywhere and to be powerful. Are we connected to each other? Are we connected to the cultures that are represented within Tribe? And resources. Are we gathering the resources for our members? How are we doing that? And that needs to be a part of the work that we do and the brand that we build. So, in closing, I want to share 3 things that we are focused on and what I think success can be ultimately. In the short term, I mentioned systems, building better systems internally, and building integrated systems so that we can meet the needs of our entrepreneurs. 2, gathering the resources and going deeper in our work. We've been at this for programming for a year, but our organization has existed for about 2 years now. There's a lot of learnings that we've had over the past year, and now we need to review those and go much deeper in the work that we do so that we can provide each of you the value that you're looking for. And 3 is scaling this thing globally. As I mentioned, that's our vision, is to build a global network, whether that means supporting founders in our network to go to different places because of the connections we have. We need to do that. We need to create those opportunities and those experiences for you. And if we're able to do those things well, I think what we'll end up having is, and I'll give you 2 examples. We'll be able to support a founder like Jonah come in, build their boat, go off, get funding, and hopefully one day we'll have the connections to support them to get acquired, which will create wealth for not just Jonah, not just his team, but millions of people. Or Shakara. $500 to start small, to build, and hopefully one day, because of the partners that we have, we'll be able to facilitate a connection that might lead to her securing land, or facilitate a connection that leads to her, creating renewable energy on that land, or facilitate a connection that leads to her land and the community's land actually selling power back to the grid to be sustainable long term. That's what we'll be able to do if we're successful. And so I just want to thank everyone for joining us today. I want to thank you for being a part of this journey, and I hope that together we can all go from startup to breakthrough. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much.